Hey, everybody, welcome to TPIM SR Live. I have DRS1 on the line. We are going to talk about some things that should have been talked about a while ago, but you won't hear this on any other platform because they just don't want you to know. Doctor, you still there?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hopefully, hold on, let me try to increase this. Okay, I think that's as loud as it gets, but this should be fine. So, before we went live, we were talking about a certain star that recently passed away. All right. Um, any comments or I don't know, we can say theories about how you know one went from the Black Panther to worm meat?
I wouldn't say worm meat. Let's do all this the right way.
Yes, let's do.
I genuinely, I still do. I love Patrick Boseman. Not Patrick Boseman, but Chadwick Boseman.
Right.
Chadwick Boseman. I liked him. I like the James Brown film. I like the Jackie Robinson film. I had real issues with Black Panther, but I liked how he conducted himself as a Black man. I liked him. Okay, I just did. Had love for him. Thought he's a beautiful, talented person. We go just love bomb him, right?
Right.
So we gonna start off with all this love. So when something critical is said, because we know how unstable and mentally ill most Black people are, they can't understand nuance or shades of gray or whatever. It's either black, white. Either you were in bed with them in the hot tub with no drawers on, or you hate his guts and want to kill him on the battlefield with a butcher knife. And it may be neither of those.
Right.
He went to Howard University. I'm a Howard grad. I felt that he, in his professional presentation, for the most part, represented the best in what Black men could present. Okay, at least openly. No anger, no jealousy, nothing but love. Love. I'm glad someone dark skinned finally broke through the Wesley Snipes ceiling. Someone dark skinned and Black can be loved as a Black man. Don't have to be light skinned with super curly hair, and don't have to be from the Caribbean or Africa. Like Lil Coon from South Africa, who's biracial, that comes on and does the Daily Show. This is actually someone who's a Black American from the United States that's roots in the South, that's not talking kumbaya, and you're happy for him, right?
Right.
Okay. Love the way they presented themselves. I thought they're presentable person in appearance. They acted like a brother that you would know from around. That's one of an everyman, common man, great Black man. Okay, I've said all that. Okay, have I loved Bob enough? I've done everything except say I would have given him a BJ if I had more sugar in the tank. Something stupid. Just say, I like him. I'd like to. There's no hate here, right?
Right.
But now that we've gotten through that, okay, now that we've gotten through all of this, I repeat, I'm sad. I remain sad. I feel traumatized. Wow. I would have loved for him to continue to make films and go so forth and so forth and so forth. All right, you hear love? You hear love, True Power?
Yes,
this
I
is
do.
All love. Is anybody throwing I hate them and I'm jealous of it? No. I'm very happy he came back to Howard University and spoke. I love the fact he went and visited kids in the hospital that were dying. I loved it. I mean, damn. Okay. For all the little cool. He just hated him. I mean, I would have married him. He was a perfect dude. Okay, we liked him. Damn it. Okay, no hate here. Having said all that, having said I loved all the movies. I never saw what the God to Egypt. Uh, that's something I wasn't going to go see. He was in that. I didn't see that. I didn't know about anything else. I don't watch a lot of mainstream television news. So, but the few things I saw, like I said, I first noticed them with Get On Up and the Jackie Robinson thing. The Jackie Robinson film is one of the really wonderful films. It's a work I like. Okay, last time. So everybody know we loved him. Okay, we're not up here getting our jollies off of dude being in the ground.
Right.
That's not it. Okay. I'll give you an example. I love Malcolm Shabazz, Malcolm X's grandson. We were friends. There were challenges, and he's been dead for years. I'm still not talking about it. I had great love for him. I refuse to be party of dragging dude to the mud because they're not going to attack Malcolm X or his family through me.
Right.
I'm not just saying that to you. I told the people at the New York Times to go to hell and the Post to go to hell. And I told all kinds of mainstream people I'm not going to be used to attack Malcolm X's family. So what information I told you is what I am going to give you. You will not interrogate. And this is not like Hogan's Hero where you're going to put me in the cooler. I already told you. And all the people that I know, I told them to tell your ass the same thing. So the story you got on Malcolm Shabazz is he was getting his life together. I don't want any money. If I am going to do a book, it's going to say even nicer stuff than what I've already told you. How about that?
Right.
And you know what? The story died because they couldn't get any negativity because I had love for him. I know that they framed him for like barbecuing the grandmother and all this kind of stuff. I'm not going to be a party to it. And that's how I am. If you were my friend and someone came up, you died, and folks were saying, well, you know, he was a Karen advocate. I'm going to simply resist all that. I would say I didn't know that. I never heard that from me. He was a very fine person. He was proud to do. You know what? Nothing. I see it. I'm not telling him. I'm not going to give him to you. I'm not going to help you get him. Okay. And that's how we're supposed to be when we care about people. Yes. However, other lessons that we can learn. If I do critique Malcolm Shabazz, I'll tell anyone I begged him they'll go to Mexico before he planned to go. All right? And I'll say that to anywhere. Anytime I said it to Ilyasa Shabazz over WhatsApp within the last 5-6 months, I said it to anybody that I've talked to. If you get to know me, I'm the same. Looking you in your face, that's when I'm not looking at you. I don't want to be a two-faced type person. So I'm just saying that, not to be defensive, but to try to explain where I'm coming from. Now, having said all that, I had some real problems with the Black Panther film. I'm not going to get deep into it. But one thing that really got me that hit me was the brother that died in the first 7 to 10 minutes of the film.
Right.
The one that loved Black Americans, the one that loved Black people, they killed him.
Yes, Killmonger's daddy.
Yeah. Killmonger's dad didn't deserve any love or restoration. The real hardcore would stand up. But the one that was more kumbaya or kamima, he was the one that everybody liked. It was like the John Lewis Stokely Carmichael dichotomy that silly ass rapist Bill Clinton was talking about at Tom Lewis's funeral.
Yeah.
Actually, that was a big ball of China ass funeral. I mean, he probably liked the thought of his body being put in the grave and picked up by all these men and kept different time to move this. So anyway, yeah, I'm being mean. Okay, it's beginning to pick up. Now, let me just say this to you because I know your audience. All right. Side issues. One thing that caught me in Black Panther, and I challenge everybody that's watched to go back and look at the last scene where he does that Nelson Mandela bullshit at the United Nations. And Chadwick Boseman had on a woman's scarf on his outfit. And I said to my cousin in the theater, why does he have a woman's scarf on? Don't the people in wardrobe, I mean, they could make them in scarf, a kafia, there's so many things you could do, right?
Right.
I don't know a lot about clothes, but I do know what a woman's scarf looks like. Why does he have a hijab on? Look, I could get a hijab. I was in Iran. They gave me all kinds of hijabs. Okay, I'm not wearing that. I gave it to my mom. Okay. So I says, why does he have this woman's article of clothing on him? And none of the other men had it. And do you understand they put that on him? Yes, go back and look. Go and pull up a picture. If you want, I'll pull a damn picture up where he has a woman's scarf on around his neck. Why do they need to soften him?
Effeminize him.
Like, why did they, I mean, he hasn't been the most bloodthirsty dude throughout the film. And he's going to give the vibranium. He's going to give up his people's cooch to the whole world. The same world that hates his guts for being black, where you could just have it. Everyone's going to get some.
Yeah, that's right.
Everybody can go up in us because we want everybody to be happy. Just sort of like what they do in Hollywood. I want you to like me so I can get in the films. Yes, go in me, come in me so I can reach more people. The real answer isn't parting your butt cheeks, black men, but us coming together, being serious and establishing systems of distribution and economic empowerment where not one nigga takes from everybody else, but that we share it, at least among more than 4 or 5 people. The Chinese, Irish, every other group of people, even the little foreign Negroes come here, know how to do it. The only people who don't know how to be bitches in the world are black American men. So because we're such bitches towards each other, but we're so conciliatory and nice towards other people, we'll shoot and stab another black man for scuffing your tennis shoe.
Yep.
But if you want to make it in the music world, whatever, you'll let an old person with a hairy belly, you'll go down and get a BJ or get a BJ or screw or be screwed, right? And you call that. Yeah. And we're so damn macho. And in reality, the only way to make it is to be butt broken. And we accept that as men. In fact, we laugh about the guys in prison that get raped, the guys in the military that get raped, the people in foster care that get raped, or the people get to everything. Actually, butt breaking is how we deal with each other. In translation, man, I'll kick your ass. Everything is I'll kick your ass. I'll kick your ass. I'll beat your ass. I'll chunk it, right?
Right.
We're always butt breaking each other as a communication system, a relationship system, an exchange system, where we butt break each other psychologically, physically, anally, orally. Or I'll screw his woman, which is butt breaking.
Yep.
Oh, yes. Okay, so in a black male system where we're weak, we're divided, we're bitches with who can bench press 1,000 pounds and go to the gym and so strong and know all the, I know the Eskimo martial arts system, right? And yet the cop shot your mom and you crying, call 911. Could you call your brother so you get shot for mom, right? Right?
Right.
And I talked about black men. My power isn't in me, true power. My power is in you. It's in Darren. It's in Ron Hurd. It's in Dwan, right?
Right.
It's my power is the collective of black men working together, not me being the biggest, baddest, only one. That's so lame. I'm so sick of black men who may not take it up the butt in their body, but they take it up the butt in their spirit. They take it up the butt in their philosophy. They take it up the butt everywhere. But that's what I always talk my ass so much for. At least no one screws me ass, but they screw you everywhere else. The only difference between them and a LGBTQ militant is that the militant says, well, every hole is plugged.
Mm.
We shouldn't have any of our holes plugged. Okay, none. And this is a long conversation. Yes, I'm going to offend. I love offending weak-minded black people. They all, if I made them all miserable, maybe they'd all jump off a World Trade Center. Build one and jump off. Leave us alone. You don't want to wake up, don't want to sober up, don't want to think, don't want to read, don't want to cooperate. Okay. Now, at the beginning of the year, before COVID really took over, you and I had several conversations. You and I.
Yep.
And I had sent you information. It's been going on now for close to 15 years, the rate of ass cancer.
Yes.
Ass cancer. I'll say it again, ass cancer. Ass cancer. Ass cancer. Ass cancer. Ass cancer. Ass cancer killed. Ass cancer got Betty Long. Ass cancer got Sarah Fawcett. Ass cancer killed. No less than Time and Newsweek and other major American publications were citing soaring rates of ass cancer among all Americans, in particular Black American men. Ass cancer. I researched this. Look, brother, the biggest thing on the internet is Black men getting literally clobbered in the ass. White folks watching it. It's all over the world. Black men, either people with the biggest penises slamming white women, just letting all in their face, flat poking the eye with the penis, or even better, hitting someone in the booty. The money in porn isn't in men screwing women. It's in interracial sex or men-to-men, woman-to-woman sex. That's what the big dollars are. Why am I talking about this? For all the coons that don't know. You don't know coon, ask why coon. Well, I'm going to tell you, coon. Hollywood may make $15 billion a year. That's a good year for them. Porn makes about $45 billion a year.
Yep.
Now, let me just say something to you. With Hollywood shut down this year, and maybe part of next year, porn is going to become far more lucrative. Because folks can't have their pride events and all that, so there's going to be a lot more boning on video and so forth.
You're so right, Doctor.
I want you to understand that porn, deviant porn, is the big money maker. Deviant porn is what made the internet the leading economic financial driver in the world is online. But what started people spending money online? They could not get people to buy things online initially. Remember that slow America Online with this little Luciferian pyramid and shit. I never had AOL. Okay, nobody was doing that. You know what got you to spend the money on porn? I mean, on online was porn. You didn't have to leave your house. You could meet people. I mean, you don't have to have a studio. You can just put your wank up there and let people see. Oh man, look, you got varicose veins. Is that varicose vein? Is that like a snake you got at a thrift store? Well, pluck it. If it doesn't fall off, I'll believe you. Oh my God, that's all you. Well, what I need to do to see it again? Okay, wait a minute. I'll get my wallet. Right. So this is what happened. The one thing that people would put up on, would risk their money for, and their ID and being stolen, was for porn. And understand the most lucrative porn, LGBTQ IATZCN porn. Fact. Yes. Fact. Now, just getting into all this to say to you that alongside the explosion of porn, there's black porn. And of course, the most lucrative black porn based out of Atlanta, queer porn. Last year, we passed the homoerotic Rubicon, where black LGBTQ men finally, they've had their first Jackie Robinson, a man by the name of DeAndre Johnson. And finally, they have their version of the Oscars. Black men swept a lot of honors in LGBTQ porn. Finally, black gay dicks or black gay behinds got the same love that white men did. Now folks are investing more money in black gay porn and seeing that it can no longer be ignored. I mean, I've read some of this, but people have made it. We've broken through. So we're in the middle of a black gay millennia. They've never had it better. They've achieved their integration. They're free at last. They used to say free by 63, which led us to March on Washington. Well, they're already free because now they're recognized for their processes and their nutbacks and all of it. And oh, wow, you can. And so the big thing is some big black dude humping on a white guy, a little teeny white guy, people love it, or Asian guy. I mean, it's spreading all over the world. And alongside all of this hoopla, for the few that make money, because most of the money goes to whites. Let's be clear, Jewish whites. You have this explosion of celebrating anal sex. I mean, just constant of the stallion, Anthony Stud. Everything is about big black penises going in very small holes.
Yeah. That's exactly the gag.
Alongside this wonderful celebration of how good it feels, and how much, and how it's so grateful. Oh, wow. I put some sauce up this hole. I'm just telling you what's up.
Hillary Clinton hot sauce lube.
Cancer, ass cancer. And the rates are soaring, and it kills black men disproportionately and faster. This cancer, which comes from HPV, the most commonly transmitted STD in the country, kills in 1, 2, 3, maximum 4 years. Black men that get this type of cancer can only make it 4 years after being diagnosed. 4 years. 4 years of stretching. First time I think I talked to you, there was a man who was a speechwriter for Hillary Clinton. He had ass cancer. He got married. He found out he had ass cancer in 2015. He got married in 2017. He died in 2018.
Damn.
That's incredible. He's a writer for potential president. I mean, and this cancer got him. Not a whole lot. Oh, everyone loves him. He was so loved. He was so wonderful. Everyone liked his cheer. Right. Now,
right.
This ass cancer is anywhere from 20 to 100 times more likely to be in men that have sex with men. Fact. Cancer is super aggressive. It is unlike other colorectal cancers. And it is very aggressive. And it comes back. Right?
Right.
You beat it and it comes and gets you. It's that aggressive. When you get this cancer, It's like that damn Terminator character that keeps coming back.
Oh,
Boseman beat it, and it came back. Eddie Long beat it, and it came back. Wonderful, same stuff. Now, moving right along, the rates of HIV/AIDS, syphilis, and all other VDs have been going through the ceiling because of the gay birth control pills, or the prophylaxis Prep T, Truvada, Gilead, all of these things that they're taking to allow people to have sex without getting HIV hasn't done anything to improve the health. In fact, I think I shared with you, and I'll repeat it. AIDS doesn't kill like it used to kill because they can treat with the antiretroviral drugs, can fight the viruses, but prolonged taking of the antiretroviral drugs causes the reverse transcriptase process within the cells where the body makes cancer. Super rare, unusual cancers are now developing in people that take the drugs that keep them alive from having contracted HIV/AIDS if they didn't get it from their mama. They had to prove they had to suck on the pipe or something to get it. That's something. I'm just saying. Now, these people are dying younger, in their 40s. Oh, yes, and 50s. The age for people who take retroviral drugs, they're committing suicide. They're dying of rare, aggressive cancers. They're having organ failure, sepsis, septicemia. They're having arthritis. They're having bone break. They are mentally ill. This is what they won't tell you, coons. And most people, the greatest ignorance about these sexual diseases exists among the people having all this crazy sex. Most men who are getting hit in the booty by other men have no idea what they're risking. Wow. They don't. Hemorrhoids, I'm forgetting the whole lot stuff, but just the kinds of things, squamous cell development. I mean, it's just incredible. Now, let's jump to Howard University. As you know, I'm 55 years old. My father was a chaplain at Howard. And my father began doing things at Howard University in 1969. So, 51 years ago, I began to be exposed to Howard University. It's a lifetime. Are you hearing me?
Right.
51. Not 10, not 1 year, not 2 years, but 51. That's half a century. I've known about Howard. Not only did my father work as a chaplain for Howard, my father and mother both were fine arts majors at Howard. That's right, fine arts with Donny Hathaway and all those other people in the area, right? I'm just telling you my childhood. And Howard University's School of Fine Arts, which is a Department of Fine Arts, was the Pentagon of the black side of my life. I'm just saying to you. I hadn't thought about it, but I can tell you 48 years ago, I got slapped down in front of Rankin Chapel at Howard University, having come back from the Kennedy Center with my parents and my brother for the Frederick Douglass centennial anniversary that they had at the Kennedy Center. And what had happened was I got into an altercation with one of the most despicable flaming sissies in the choir, of which both my parents were in the choir. And the guy flamed so bad that I basically called him out when I was 7. Okay, so why can't you sit this down? And I said, so you the one. Hey, how do you know I'm a sister? You're too young to know the sister is. I said, no, I'm not. It says, I know the sister is when you're one. And it says, so half the people on the bus. This is the 1972, right? And all the people were screaming and hiding because they didn't want a little kid to announce who was what. And my father told me to be quiet. I just, he was so annoying. He was speaking all in gay code about who was screwing each other in the bus. I got tired of hearing who screwed who, even though it was in code. I'm just trying to say to you, at 7 years old, I knew the damn code going on. And I was like, damn, shut up. Okay, you screwed those people on the back seat. Why does he have to broadcast it? Are you understand me? Mind you, I did not go and try to figure dude out. Dude put it on blast, and I got tired of him blasting. And I remember getting slapped down in the ivy in front of Franklin Chapel for not shutting up when my dad told me to. And that's Howard Sissy, Howard Gaze. I know them well. And I know the fine arts department even better, at least back then. And I can assure you that it was full of predators and creeps in the fine arts department. And I can tell you a man that lived in the house with me who no longer, he had to leave Howard because he was basically being extorted. If you don't screw me, you won't pass. My god brother dropped out of Howard. He was gay, but he wouldn't do something with somebody. I'm just telling you real stuff at Howard. It was, especially in the music, man, you couldn't get through there. And at least I have one person try to put a finger in your behind if you're male. I'm just saying.
Well, Black Panther went to Howard.
Now you're getting where I'm going. What used to be the tradition of a romance between a faculty member and a student was to take them on a private trip to a country of their choice. Either they go to Germany or Sweden or London or Paris or Switzerland, right? Or Russia. Not so much Russia then because of the Cold War, but it would be more than likely West Europe, right? Or Italy or Spain. And that's often a sign that a professor had a love interest in the student. I didn't see it always was. I'm saying that often that was the mode. It was like a homo moon.
Homo moon.
I'm just saying to you what happened. Now, you know, Chadwick Boseman went to Ghana for a whole summer with his mentor, a gay choreographer by the name of Michael Malone. And he only took Chadwick. Nobody else was taken.
Oh.
Okay. That was in Chadwick's past. I'm not saying he boinked the professor.
Was that Michael Malone a white guy?
No, he's black.
Okay. I was trying to pull him up. But
you'll get him. You'll get him. And he established another major LGBTQ bastion in D.C. called the Duke Ellington School of the Arts.
Huh.
Okay, and I'm not knocking the art. I'm just going to say to you, brother, that it's very, look, I'm going to just go somewhere. Not only were my parents in Howard University choir, I was in university choir. And I was in the chapel choir under Dr. Norris, a notorious gay vocal music director who used to be in regular lawsuits for sexual harassment students at Howard. Facts, niggas. Facts.
Damn.
And I don't hate Dr. Norris. He used to come to my house and eat. This ain't something I'm saying because I hate somebody. I was in the choir, and I can assure you, if you were straight, you cut hell. When they had music to hand out, you may not get music if you aren't gay.
Damn.
I just tell you, why not? Real talk, cool. Real talk.
But see,
you did not get through the fine arts department there without someone making a claim on your penis or your nutsack or your ass or your boobs, your tits or your pussy. Someone's going to try to get it or get it because you can't get out. I'm just telling you, this Gulo deviant network in the black community, you are not allowed to be pure. You don't get to keep your virginity. You don't get to keep your manhood.
Your dignity.
I will not stand for your heterosexual purity. You have a girlfriend, but let me stop. She won't know. You aren't sticking in another woman. You're putting it in my mouth. You don't trust me?
That's insanity.
And that's how that department has been. It's like that. Like I said, I was in the choir. If you were gay, you got paid. If you were straight, I ain't getting no nothing.
But now we're at a point to where old boy is gone. But yet the system that made him still here.
Yeah, I didn't say he did anything. But I find it super challenging in my mind that you could go through a sodomite meat packing factory and you at least not get cut, not try to stop you up with this. It's hard. It's really hard. I'm not even attacking him. I'm not attacking the young rappers that want to be somebody in music and say, damn, I'm a religious old rabbi stuff me so I can be someone. My father doesn't have a record. My mama doesn't have a distribution company. Nobody I know. If I let him do this, I then can even be great among my own people if I just keep this a secret. It was the price of me being famous that I did this. I didn't do it because I wanted some dude with a hairy belly with the big star David on their chest. Or I did it for P. Diddy or whoever. I wanted to be someone. I had a gift. God gave me all of this talent. I want to share with humanity. And it seems as if the only door I can go through is this door. And literally, when I reached the door, a hand reaches out, grabs me by the dick and says, I'll let you in, but I got to favor this. If I worked and I struggled and I suffered, if I just do this, if I just go through with this, I can get to what I've always worked for.
Yuck.
You get me?
Yeah, and that explains why they're so weird when they come back from college. They go to college kind of normal or goofy, whatever. They come back so damn weird because they've been butt fucked.
Molested, abused, spiritually kidnapped. You know, my brother, I would tell the audience, I've just learned about a whole system of literature called romantic statements, satanic romanticism. I didn't even know this existed. I didn't know that there's a whole thing called satanic studies that's sweeping the universities now.
Man.
And they're showing how Satan and evil and all this counter-sexual narrative has caught on in America. And it's a movement. So I just reached out to a couple of supporters and said, send me a few bucks. I got to buy these books. It's the kind of books that every time you look at one, they're 85 or 90 bucks. Or, God, I starve to death trying to get these things, but I need them. So definitely put the sales staff out there. I'm trying to get like about a couple $100 worth of these books that explain how they're in art, how they're in literature, how this stuff is all And it's not an accident. It's an orchestrated effort to pervert humanity, to to really do bad things to people under the guise, if you understand what's really happening, friend, it's that the Satanists see themselves as being in a struggle with Christianity, and they want to destroy all the norms that exist.
Right.
You understand me?
Right.
And so they're in Hollywood and everywhere else, and very good people who simply want to sing and shine. What's wrong with that? And we as a people put such an emphasis on celebrity life and making it right. I think until that's with such a stinging. Certain people who want to be loved and admired and recognized amongst us would say, "Shoot, you like James Brown, you like Sam Cooke, you like Al Green, right? You love these people. I want to be loved like that, admired like that. And I want to be, be popular. If I part my butt cheeks, it wasn't because I wanted to part my butt cheeks, it's because I wanted to like you. I did that to please you, like a prostitute. I screwed them to show you I loved you. Not because I'm a hoe. Right?
Right.
So we've made this cult of celebrity something that a lot of people would be willing to compromise themselves and everything to make it. So I'm not throwing stones at people who want to be something other than like a useless figure on the street. I get it. But I don't agree with the methodology. And in reality, I also mentioned we should be finding ways in which people can attain their dreams and their goals without losing its soul. Right?
Right.
That's what should be. That I think that it's criminal that you have such talented people, and the only thing they can think to do is, I want to make it, let's let somebody screw me. If they just screw me one time, I want to do it again, right?
Right.
But then again, that's not what happens. Oh, come on. Come on, True Power. Come on, True Power. You did it once. It's like riding a bike. Come on, just one time. Just put it right there. Yeah, that's right. Oh, this Black Power is so great. Oh, wow. Man, your people are going to really love me. I'm going to make so many films to make you so happy. Just, God. By the way, your son, he's looking kind of handsome. Got to bring him by in a couple of years. I can do a Will Smith job.
Will Smith job.
You know what I'm saying? Hook up the whole family. You make me so happy. I mean, I'm an ugly guy, but I'm really committed. The royalty checks. I mean, just hold up for me once. You don't have to hold up for me now. Man, I just love you the first time. When I see you walk around all that Black Power, it's so hot. God, it just makes me want to fuck all night, man, looking at you. Right?
Right.
We put our people out for that. And if we need to have our own systems of elevating people, so folks don't have to go that way. I'm going to say to you for Howard, it's not just Howard's Fine Arts Department. Howard's administration. It's a gay bastion. Sure, I said it. When Howard University had student rebellion in 2018, what were the students complaining about? Let me remind you. A homosexual pay to play or play and get paid cabal in the Student Financial Services Office were giving hundreds of thousands of dollars and financial aid to their gay favorites, while straight students were begging for food at soup kitchens and living in homeless shelters.
Oh, God. Homeless shelters.
Yes, or having to go home, or living on people's couches and trying to make it, being purged from their classes. Oh, yes, this is real talk. I understand something I haven't thought. I wrote an article called Don't Burn Those PhDs at Howard in 1999 that many people attribute caused the head of Student Financial Services, a man by the name of Avon Dennis, to be fired 21 years ago. When I wrote the article, Don't Bone Those PhDs, to talk about how university is sexual harassment. This isn't something I'm just saying to you over your, I wrote this in their paper and told them how they were.
Wow.
And how administrators got to sexually harass all they want. Yes, there'll be a teacher and ask for some OPT. The article came out on a Friday, and by the following week, he was escorted out under armed guard.
Under armed guard.
Students who gave him blowjobs got financial aid. Real talk. Real talk.
So there's
Howard University. How hard is it? I ain't lied on the boule ain't shit. The boule is y'all filthy, y'all nasty, y'all degenerate, y'all holding our race down. Black people have to rebel against the boule. God damn the boule. This is what happens. This is what the boule is. This is what the boule is. I'm telling you what those are. They ain't kids. I don't respect them. I hope they hate you too.
But it's all about sexual access, doctor. At the end of the day, either you suck the dick or you get an F.
Right. Or I get to screw every now and then there'll be a straight person. Every now and then there'll be a straight dude who doesn't. Let me tell you, real talk. Let's just go back to Howard. I can give you a real boule story. I don't see any better like it. The man's name was Clifford Fleming Brown. Clifford Fleming Brown was a history teacher at the Department of Howard University who was stabbed to death in 1987 in his apartment on 16th Street, Northwest. I ain't lied. This is fact. It's fact, coon. Real talk, coon. Clifford Fleming Brown picked up someone, I believe, in either April 1987. That person stabbed him like he was a South birthday. Cut him up, and they found him decomposing in his apartment. I had told people a few weeks prior to his death, because I said hi to him. He went, I did it again. And I told people he doesn't have long to live. I saw him trying to pull tricks Halloween night. And so he comes to feel him there. And then he got killed 2 weeks later. After that, people figured I was weird. Because I didn't do it. He picked up did that. Okay. This is a real case. He gave me low grade. He was trying to screw students in the class. If you were a young woman, he didn't like you to ask questions. He'd be silent. And he would chase the guys that he liked in class. And very tight with the fine arts department. I'm just telling you. Real talk. And by the way, I should have gotten an A. I got a B. If he liked you, you couldn't submit your papers to him at his office. You had to come to his house.
Stop. Come on,
I'm not lying.
drink some wine and eat some cheese. I got some peanuts over.
No, they probably agree to. When you open the door, they don't have anything for the bathrobe on.
You know what time it is? Probably still dripping wet from the shower.
He was chasing a guy in class. I'll never forget it. His name was Michael Ernst. And I remember one time he was going to give a test. And I said, Michael, tell him you don't want to take the test, Michael, please. Michael, help us. And he was so angry at me because he knew this dude would do anything he said, but for a price. So I was like, Michael, take one for the team. Get us out, man. Save us. Like Jason and the Argonauts, remember?
Yes.
When the people wanted one person, they were willing to save everyone if they could just have one person. Just to save us, Michael. And let me tell you, he says, Michael, come on. And then he says, Mr. Ernst, do you want to take the test? I started getting up and walking. He was so mad at me because, I said, I knew what was going on. I'm going to win. The fine arts department's the same way. You both went there, and I'll say to you, I think the President Howard now, he's weak. It's the gay bastion up in the A building, or should be called the gay building.
Wow.
It's the administration building, or gay building. Look, gay folk run Howard. And you don't get stuff unless you know how to get along and you have good relationships with folks who are LGBTQ. I'm just telling you, that's real talk. They have everything, just like the church. But when I see checks like this Bozeman gets all this help, that he had a strong network pulling for him. And I'm not mad at him for that. That's what it's required. But if he indulged, it cost him everything. It cost him everything.
Wow. It did. It cost him his body, quite literally, his body.
If this is not the case, and what I said, let's go all the way back to 5-6 months ago. I was on the phone after I was watching, and I saw this video of Chadwick Boseman, and his face looks sunken in, and his skin looks patchy, and his hair, and my cousin who died from AIDS had the same look. Eddie Long had the same look. I worked with babies at Boston City Hospital that had the same kind of skin. I said, oh my God, does he has AIDS or ass cancer? I called my cousin, who I want you to start talking to. And I said to him, brother, Chadwick Boseman, remember I said I had problems with this black music and I had problems with that woman's scarf he had on. And I like him. I want to emphasize, I don't hate people if they are sexually confused or compromised. I don't. But I will disagree with your black ass or your white ass. Openly. Okay? I had a conversation with a woman I want you to interview, my cousin, Angela, who has designed a vegan, natural makeup that's phenomenal.
Wow.
She called me the matriarch of the family who I hadn't heard from, who's almost 90, was being abused by her aunt, and she was taking her away from me. And so she could take care of her. By the way, my aunt, she's more like an aunt, but she's like my second cousin. Maxine looks like Tina Turner from the 60s. She's prettier than Tina Turner. And she had real long black hair because the folks in some of are Indians. We black and Indian. And I don't care. I fuck all the documents that I did it. I'm not shunting after that side and just telling you my grandmother from India, she was Indian, nigga. That doesn't mean I punch Kunta Kinte in the face. Yes, he's another part of the family. He's not the only family I got. Having said that, the reason I'm bringing her up is that Maxine's brother was named Richard, not Richard. Richard is who he used to drive crazy. Russell. Russell was the most famous drag queen performer in D.C. in the 70s, 60s, one of the most. And he was so extra, little Richard didn't like coming to D.C. And that's saying something to you. Okay, that was my cousin, my second cousin, drag queen performer. You know? But then, I feel sorry for Richard passing from AIDS because he was molested. And I had to explain to Angela who her uncle was that she didn't know. I didn't say, oh, you nasty thing. I didn't do that. I mentioned that she traumatized, he didn't get help. And all that trauma came out in his performances that spellbound to people. People still love him. Okay. And I feel that way, period. I always want to, I'm coming out with your two Regina Custody, so I don't hate people who are black who've been the victims of sexual trauma, but damn it, we have to tell them that the nature of the down. That's a death style. The ass isn't a pussy.
Right.
And the Hershey Highway does not lead to heaven. I repeat, the Hershey Highway doesn't lead to heaven. No. And if anybody feels like they're put on, you know how folk always call you and complain, how could we always talk? How can y'all keep fighting and make this shit like everything is not? When y'all stop fighting, I'll stop talking. When you're at least willing to take the obvious and ask if you could stop talking about it. Y'all the ones that have kept moving the goalposts on this shit. That's why some of us have been pushed back. You always feel called out. You don't need to call out. You need to get out. Get out of it. Now, that's my cousin. I told him, man, remember that scarf dude had on? Remember I told you I love dude. Love dude. But I told him there was some homo overtones in Black Panther that nobody talked about. And there was supposed to be gay love scenes in Black Panther that was taken out. I don't know who did it. And maybe they're going to take the path of least resistance on each other.
None.
Because we all know black women think that lesbianism is better than heterosexuality. A lot of them go, yeah, I do. Fine, and totally.
Wow.
And most brothers don't get mad about lesbianism until a lesbian takes their woman in their house and they feel finished. Man, that's not right.
Ain't that the truth?
Right?
Right.
So I don't know who's supposed to do the gay thing, but it got cut because the black community wasn't going to like it. Now remember something. There was another black man who made everybody black feel good, but everyone rallied around. And they used him to advance the gay and pedophile agenda. His name is Get Fucked O'Fag. Or Got Fucked O'Fag. Barack Obama.
Yes.
I like the Got Fucked O'Fag.
Mr. Larry Sinclair's buddy.
And others. Donald Young's buddy. Say their name. What's their name, Coon? Are you hearing me?
Yes.
So, you know the fight whether there would be some gay representation in the new Black Panther film. In a sense, we've been done a favor that Mr. Goldsman, who was the headliner of that sequel enterprise, wasn't called upon to market a gay Black Panther type film to us because people really hated him. So we may have been blessed for him to have been taken from us when he was taken.
Damn.
You feel me? You
yes.
Feel me? And I'm not saying this because I hate anybody. I don't hate nobody. It's not about hate. Now, having said that, I said to my cousin, I saw this interview with Chadwick Boseman, and a person too much I couldn't watch that, turn it on. He has that ass cancer. He has both. He's going to die. He won't live another 6 months. Oh, my God. I'm so sorry. I'm hurt. It's so fast. I mean, he didn't look like that, right?
Right.
But I just don't believe me because I talk about this stuff, and folks, Black people are violent. Alongside white supremacy is Black inferiority. They work together. Black folks deny reality. They deny truth. They don't like each other. We're bigger liars than white supremacists are. Because we claim to be on the right road, the right page, and we don't like people telling us the right stuff. So I said to my cousin, Brian, I don't want you to believe me. I want you to condemn me and go and find the interview yourself. I won't even send it to you. I want you to find it. And you tell me if you don't see who's dying right now in real time. Just go find it. I'm not going to send it. I don't even want to prove. I want you to say I'm a big liar. I'm Dr. Mongering. I'm a hater, but go find it. And you tell me if you don't see who is dying, fight for his own. He ain't going to be here long. Months, weeks. He's gone. Very long. He got the same stuff that Ron have. I can prove it. I don't have his HIPAA stuff on his records, but that's asking for his age of both. He went and he looked and he saw himself. Had, my little fellowship about Salvation and Liberation Temple Ministries, LLC. I told my fellowship, this as the die 345. I'm so sorry. Pray for him. Maybe he'll recover. God, make me wrong. Make my eyes lie. Make my mouth lie. Let him live because I like him. No matter what he's doing, let him live. Please. People love him. They look up to him. He's inspiring. He represents us, the Black man. We need to. But I'm sorry. I told him the same thing. You're not going to see Herman Cain anymore. I told him 3 weeks ago now he died. Herman Cain's gone. Sorry. I like Herman Cain. He's gone.
Yep.
Herman Cain died. Boseman died. John Lewis was living, and I told my fellowship, I need to remind God after John Lewis to die right after he turned 80. I need to return my letter to sender. John Lewis is still here, thinking up the room. Please, God, I did a prayer right there. God, please take John Lewis away from us. Next week, amen. Thank you, God. You know what? Next week, that Congresswoman said John Lewis was dead.
He was
the
gone.
following week, he came out and said it again. So I'm just saying. And here, I have sometimes when I tell people this stuff is recorded, it isn't me. If I can't tell you when I'm going to get married or have a car, have a real life, but Lord, when God puts something on my heart, my mind about some people, it's so deadly. It's the hell I need. How do I see this? How come other people can't see this? It's right up at them.
Right.
I'm hoping hoping to God, there's a conspiracy theory that dude was poisoned. Maybe he was poisoned. I hope not. However, with all medical care speaks out and with some incredible conspiracy, why they put the anal cancer story out there when they could have put out the story that white people did, which would have made them the greatest hero? Are you understanding me?
No, you're gargling a little bit.
What I'm saying to you is that why his family put out he had ass cancer if he had been poisoned? It would have been greater for his legacy had he died in a mysterious circumstance, like a bisexual by the name of Rudolph Valentino.
Yeah, I mean, the only way he could be poisoned.
Yes, well, maybe he was. I don't know. However, I'll just say to you, what is toxic is anything that is poisonous to the body. So if you have some in your behind, that's poison. People treat it like it's a micronutrient. It's not.
No, it's not a micronutrient. It's micro waste.
No, it's not waste. It has a purpose, but not to be in your behind. Not. The sperm is an immunosuppressant. That means the sperm breaks down the immunity in your behind.
Yes.
You break down all the immunity, then all sorts of things happen, like cancer. So let me stop by saying I never said that that's what it was, but my brother. Let's go back and listen to this. Anyone can go online and do a very basic Google. They can find that there is a very aggressive strain of HPV-derived anal cancer that kills in 2 years. It's very aggressive, and even people with large amounts of money are not able to survive the virulence of this strain of cancer. I would say that Chadwick Boseman had excellent money and at least decent health care. I would say that Eddie Long had money and decent health care.
Yep.
But they succumbed to colorectal cancer quite quickly.
4 years.
Well, we were told 4 years, but remember, it's not 4 years. They said 2016. They deliberately didn't say when in 2016.
Yeah, they didn't, did they?
So if he found out at 2016 that he had colorectal cancer, that means it's 3 years and some months ago. But remember, the news report says that they found this colorectal cancer at stage 3, meaning that dude was walking around with almost terminal cancer and found out. Doesn't that seem like incredible for a person that can afford medical care?
I know.
And find out you had stage 3 means that this is a very aggressive, deliberately not making people understand that this cancer moves fast. Because if this cancer moves fast, it's like boom, boom, then folks are going to say, what kind of colorectal cancer was this?
Man. See, this is what we're talking about with behavior. We're all living the game. Some players play the wrong move, and it's a fatal one. It's a fatal one.
Sir.
Because after all the rhetoric is all said and done, we all have a journey to take part in after we expire from this plane of existence. That's why religion is so powerful.
Right. And my brother, I'm not trying to notice this and no executive to be the brother. Let me say this again. I can't wait to see 42 again. I can't wait to see get on up again. I may even watch Black Panther again. And I'll always like to respect and have love for Chadwick Boseman. But the greatest thing that he could do, or anybody could do around him, is to warn people of dangers if, in fact, he has accidents. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know, instead of being like, oh, he was so brave and carry on.
Well, hold it. When have we heard about people being brave before when they had a disease rapid onset?
Never.
Yes, we have.
Oh, well, AIDS. The AIDS deal.
Thank you. And people were called heroes and freedom fighters when they're fighting AIDS. No, you're not fighting AIDS, you're spreading it.
Wow. That's true. That is so true.
Michael Jackson didn't get sympathy with the guys, not from the media. This guy's got so much kindness. You know who's interesting? I haven't heard say a lot of Chadwick Boseman.
Who?
Obama.
Mm.
I've been amazed at the silence of the LGBT people about those.
Yeah, because he didn't have any children. And one could argue, you know, because he was sick, he didn't want to bring a child into the world. So,
I'm not mad. I'm not even tripping off of it. It's just true. I want to go back. No. Look, I had a conversation with my cousin that was arrested, I believe, by his dad, who was dying from AIDS, called me from DC General Hospital. And what he did, I'll never forget. He asked me to warn 2 other cousins that he was worried would get the same thing.
Because they're all into the same mix.
Well, not so much the same mix, but variations of unhealthy living. Are you understanding me?
Yes.
Even in his dying state, felt that they should be warned them for me. Are you understanding me?
Yes, we have to warn the people. We have to get the word out.
There should be, even if it's not done in his name, something that talks about ass cancer and Black men. Even if they don't talk about it. Are you understand me? To not do it means to cover, to hide, to leave a wound open, or to leave something up to ambiguity or to obscurity where other people can get sick inside. All right. So, for all the people who feel like, because you know you're going to get all those little nasty comments, he's always attacking us.
Our sacred cow.
If you don't have any real pride in what you're doing, you should be doing this. If you can't say this is how it is, this is how good I feel about it, and I don't care what nobody say, if you really can't do that, maybe you need to not be doing what you do. To think that you're going to silence the whole world and make everybody agree with what you don't feel good about, that's stupid. Just not go.
Well, but there's some other issues at play. There's this, you heard about the CDC saying that you can't evict people. So there's landlords right now incurring the loss, I guess, revenue from their rental properties. And I believe that the government is doing that because COVID is going to get much worse.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, I'll say this to you about all of this. Number one, the government funded COVID relief. Sure, they did that. Make that small, allow this to happen. So they would know, if anybody, about whether COVID is going to be allowed or not. Number two, I'm glad that we did something for two reasons. The main people who've been taking a financial hit since the COVID thing hit have been Black.
yes.
Disproportionate. Which means, and main people who lost their jobs and the service industry are Black.
Yes, that is so true.
So I would give the Trump administration high points for not putting us out in the street. I'm not going to complain with you. And as far as the landlord split, we can write all this stuff off, make the losses and taxes. And a lot of people are slumlords and have been overcompensated from rundown properties to people in the first damn place. So, moving right along, I'm not upset. I'm so glad trouble don't last always. Thank you very much. Next.
You know, with the election coming up, and we already discussed this before on the show about the mail system being basically broken at this point. Do you foresee?
Well, everything's broken.
Well, yeah, but you know the mail system is actually broken. If by chance Joe Biden does somehow gain the popular vote or maybe even the electoral vote,
It's not happening. It's not happening, please. It's not happening. The election's already won. The biggest problem is companies don't even know how to win, and they're winning. Because of how stupid Joe Biden and his board are. Let's do this. I challenge all of these doctors that just hate Donald Trump so much that I'm your ass to you. I said it. Donald Trump has, they told us, a minimum of 20% of the Black vote.
that's a huge number.
Yeah, you only need, they said he only got last time at one. The 20% could be 4 or 5% less than what it actually is. If it is 4 or 5% higher, Trump has tripled his penetration into the Black community. So, look at all the battleground states: Wisconsin, Minnesota, Pennsylvania, Florida, Texas, right?
Right.
The largest Black population in the country is in the state of Texas, in case you don't know that. The largest Black population. Now, Trump has, depending on whose polls you look at, support of 28% of Black men in the country.
Yeah.
Do you understand the race is already over? That's why they're killing Black people. These psych ops everywhere. These Black ops are trying to get Black people against Trump. The globalists want Trump out. And Black people are the key constituencies. And we don't like them no more. And we don't give a fuck. And they put the wrong two people with mass incarcerated Black folks. You got Kamala and you got Biden. How are they going to win?
Exactly.
Likely to vote for Biden over Kamala. They don't even know who the whore is, and they don't like her. I want to remind you that Trump has $500 million in reserve. The elections are it's November 3rd. So it's September 3rd today, right?
Right.
2 months from today.
Damn.
Think. September 3rd, October 3rd, 2 months from today.
Yep.
Trump hasn't even spent any money on television ads. And he's only, according to his enemies, 2 or 3 or 4 points behind Biden. Without buying any ads.
So it's like his support or his supporters, they're already locked in. He's in such a position that he doesn't even have to promote his.
No. He's going to promote this. You have to understand. Most people don't know who Joe Biden is. His key base support is Black people. If Joe Biden already only had 75% of the Black voters all to convict, that is the worst percentage of any president that's a Democrat. Damn. Since Richard Nixon. It's worse than Richard Nixon in 1960. It's flipped. Black people have now flipped to independent Republicans. Even if they won't call themselves, they're not going to this, they don't care. They can't play this only election system. Black folks aren't playing it. And we know that the voter turnout is going to be low. But we do know the Black people that hate Biden are committed.
Right.
The Black people that hate Kamala are committed. You know anything about war? The person with fire in the belly that wins. The person that absolutely hates, that will do anything to kill the other side. You can mind them. I just need to be straight. Whatever you do to me, it's like, you know, that person wins. Have Trump people wavered? No. When you ask people, well, we've got to get Trump out of there, that's not saying I like Biden. That's saying I don't like Trump. I don't have an idea in my head that I don't like Trump. I just hate him. It's not, he's not like all this. I hear it. But now, understand something. I went to a government building last week, and I was surprised to see in Washington boarded up buildings everywhere because the people smashed glass and all this kind of stuff. I haven't seen this since the 1960s when I was 3 years old. You understand me? Do you know how I feel about this? I'm angry. These people have come and tore up a bunch of all the stuff in the city that I live in.
Right.
And they've gone in the Black neighborhoods across the street and burnt up and created problems where Black people live. And they're coming out to fund the police and all this stuff. Do you realize that a lot of Black folks were traumatized by the 60s and 70s and Los Angeles, Robinson, are angry? They're not angry with Trump. They're angry with these anarchists and Antifa and some other people coming to Black areas, burning and destroying things. And Black Lives Matter folks creating problems.
Yeah, like they're agitators.
My cousin was sharing with me, his 2 daughters went down to a Black Lives Matter protest. The white woman came up to them and said, you know what? The people here are not strong enough. If you want, I can get some really strong white men to smash the windows down here for you.
That's what they said.
They were in a Black area because this is what the young woman founded. We don't want this, right?
Right.
This destruction of Black property all over the country, Black folk getting beaten up, mugged, robbed, all this stuff is happened. It's being attributed not to Donald Trump, but to the people who actually brought the people in their neighborhood. If I can bring to your attention in Chicago, they now have a black paramilitary community that travels around Chicago making certain local people expel Black Lives Matter people from their events and their activities by force.
Huh.
That there are black and white people together in Kenosha fighting against Black Lives Matter. So literally black and white people, black people fighting them.
Dang.
So it's not exactly what the media tells us. These people have come into our community to make confusion. These people have attacked churches. I talk about destroyed stuff that belong to black people in the name of black people, burned down black people. Up in Troy, New York, statue of Frederick Douglass. I guess he's a white supremacist slave. Or maybe they didn't know who he was. Antifa and the anarchists in prison are with the Aryan Brotherhood. Out of jail, they get with Black Lives Matter and destroy black youth.
Right. It makes sense.
So now understand. A lot of black people know that they're being used and set up, and their communities being destroyed. Something else is happening by Washington. The population of downtown Washington during working hours has decreased by over 90%. Home sales and people putting their homes in the market in San Francisco, the capital of gay America, have gone up by over 96%.
Damn.
The yuppies and other people are fleeing Los Angeles and across the country because the anarchists, Black Lives Matter, and Antifa. Are you understanding me?
Yeah.
Do you think that they're going to vote for Joe Biden?
No.
Okay. Those in blue areas that people are fleeing. And so what I'm going to say is the most predictable people of all are white liberals and white middle of the road people. Because the one thing that holds them all together is white. If you really think they're going to go and sell their home and just back up market and then move to another home and entrust their future to a white man that's going to people run around and burn up stuff in their neighborhood, they'll vote for Trump first. People will always take, if they had empathy or the bread of despotism, they'll take the bread of despotism. If you think that they want Black Lives Matter children with no mask on, violating COVID mask rules in their schools, hell no.
That is true.
So, Trump just might win by massive landslide that will make people almost want to commit suicide. I can't believe I live in something like this. Damn it, we've been living in it for 100 years. Now your ass is the thing that I see. I love it. I hope he wins with a big landslide. I love the fact that they have. We're depressed too. I'm depressed when I can't get credit. I'm depressed when I get profiled. I'm depressed when I'm unemployed. I'm depressed when I'm passed over for promotion.
Yes.
I'm depressed all the time. I'm depressed when I can't get another apartment. I'm depressed when my health care, I get treated nasty by the same doctor that knows everyone else. Let everybody be hurt. I love everybody sitting together. I love the Trump system. He's difficult with everybody.
Not what you're saying.
I love it. I love it. Look, the leading purchasers of weaponry in the United States are Black Americans who are arming themselves to defeat. Donald Trump is the greatest general of black self-defense in our history. He needs 4 more years. 4 more years. There are all kinds of people I know getting guns, running from the streets to defend themselves, reading black history books. You can't even find Harriet Washington's portrait. I'm just trying to tell you. Let's go talk, brother. A lot of people are at home with nothing to do. They're reading. COVID and Trump have done more to wake up black people from their slumber than the civil rights movement, the March on Washington, Black Panther, all of them. If he's going to continue to make certain black people who were sleepwalking and ignorant, to scare the heck out of them, to frustrate them, to make them live their love, I hope he stays another 8 years. Drive off. I mean, I'm just going Queens like meltdown.
I see what you're saying. He's a jolting shock to the sleeper.
Well, when your heart isn't working, it's sort of a stimulator on you. It may hurt, but it gets the heart beating. We were dead on arrival. God bless Donald Trump. Make all the black people from the mountains to the ocean to the valley to the rivers. I'm sorry, the oceans, white and home. God bless Trump America. Make black folks simple. We hate thinking. We hate critical thought. We don't want to be a weak. We don't want to love our name. We don't want to be a people. So damn it, please go make us do it.
Yeah.
Great. How many times have you played with people to read, to think, to talk on the end, and you feel like, nobody can hear you, right?
Right.
Well, they can blow off Trump. But Trump's got an army of people, and they're on whatever they're on. I'm going to say this to you now. Get how people say to me, it's time for people to good. It's time for people to be serious. It's time for us to be a people. It's time for us to defend ourselves, to respect ourselves, to focus through positive affirmations and thanking us because we're not hard-headed. The Trump experience that's traumatic for the old black people. We had passed all that. You know how your parents go to school, integrated schools, they have no idea how rough it was. You know what I'm saying? You tell your parents, you don't even tell them half the time. Come on, we're that generation, right?
Right.
Or you just come home and not even say something. Your parents don't have to go to high school. You just can tell them to teach you, or that you had 2 fights at them, because it's too much. Because they're going to say, well, you need to try to get along together, right? So the old boomers, old cool boomers, I have Total Recall. I saw the Sparks movie. Great. Y'all failed us. Y'all failed us. And at the same time, they stifled you and I, Generation X. We've been blocked by the boomers who don't want to die, don't want to retire, don't want to pass the baton. And that group of bad boomers. I'm so fascinated with millennials. Oh, they know about computers. We were using computers in the 80s before they were born. Oh, well, they use cell phones and they text. Oh, their music, hip-hop. We read it first.
Right.
Everything that they like about the video, we already were doing. They didn't notice it because that generation failed us and betrayed us. And so Trump is wonderful punishment to the boomers. Punish them. Make them miserable. Make them feel like they're back in Mississippi in the 50s. Because they sure made us live in a different type of Mississippi in the 80s, 90s, and the 2000s. Right?
Right.
They're the ones that said, don't ask Obama. I've waited all my life for this. I'll just be promised. I haven't lived as long as you have. All this stuff that they said.
And all they got from Obama was basically Betty Crocker. Some old bullshit.
You mean the spoon got stuff, not Betty Crocker. Okay. I'm just going to tell you right now, brother. Trump has, I think Trump's going to get about anywhere from 22 to 27% of the black vote. And maybe not nationally, but in certain places in the country, he's going to outperform himself by almost 300 times, 3-4 times. Places like Detroit, he may end up winning Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, wherever they have these riots. He may even do really well in in Oregon and Washington. Don't be surprised if Trump doesn't win a bunch of places that were blue, because white folks are angry about the burning and black folks don't care. And I need to say this to you. I repeat, Trump hasn't bought national television ads. The elections are 60 days away.
Yeah.
Are you understanding that if you have $1 billion in ads to buy, you can really just kill someone?
Yeah.
Were you aware that the family up in Kenosha, that the mother's a Trump supporter? Did you know that?
No. Well, I heard that they wouldn't speak to him.
That's not true. He called, they missed the call. Nope, not true. That's not true. That's not true.
Well, that's interesting.
No, they don't want, no, they did call. Trump did call. They missed the call. You need to go into the research. The mother apologized that she had missed the call. She did 2 calls.
I mean, yeah. They
And he was up in Kenosha yesterday. Right?
Well, yeah.
And they went and he met with pastors up in church on Tuesday. Mm-hmm.
The action response team, the pastors.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's actually a FEMA designation. Whenever we have a natural disaster.
I said the leaders of the church, not her church.
No. The leaders of the church are part of the FEMA, the action response team.
Okay.
So basically, like when people riot, they're the ones on the bullhorn. Hey, calm down, everybody. Let's go home. Let's go.
Well, which I don't disagree with that. Why not just boycott? When Macy's and Lord & Taylor and everybody's going out of business, these things, if black folks just boycott certain businesses, they'd all collapse. You don't have to fight with people.
Well,
what we're struggling against is our own lack of strategic common sense of how to deal with enemies.
I think a lot of people are scared to be liberated, for real. They're scared of the responsibility of freedom.
And how can you put that on people who are trying to prevent mass death?
Right.
Even people on the Republican side. How can you blame them if our people are cowardly? Well, how do you? Have you ever been asked the question, what can we do to fix things? I was at a meeting recently with people connected to Trump, and they asked, what can we do? And I started talking about money. And I mentioned reparative justice. Whether they say yes or not, at least force a discussion on the other party, right?
Right.
Make everybody start saying reparations. Is that wrong? I just want to say to you, brother, if I talk to people that are Republican, I talk about reparations and police killing, and police need to get punished and so forth. I'm in jail. Not people go out and forgive everybody. I'm not Jesus, and I don't want to be.
Right.
The last person wants to be God out of order is Satan.
Well,
You feel me?
yes.
So I'm absolutely enthused about our wonderful election that's coming up. Trump's going to win. It's going to make so many cool things. I can't wait until November 3rd. I can't.
It's going to be an interesting day, no doubt. And hopefully we all make it there.
No, we're going to make it.
You know.
Stop glooming and dooming. We're going to make it.
I know. I tried not to.
We're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. In fact, I feel like Sam was booming. Trump's going to make it all right. You might not think that, but Trump's going to make it all right. Trump is fixing everything. There's going to be a new America, a new country. And we're going to be... It's interesting that I'm saying stuff that's actually honest about what's happening. People hear me saying that instead of what I'm saying. And that shows you how mentally ill black folk are, right?
Yes.
I'm saying, get the best deal you can get no matter who's up in there. Man, you said we need to suck Trump dick. Okay.
Well, that won't get him no votes.
Man, Donald Trump, man, he's the biggest Klansman. And I'm thinking, well, what about Biden?
What, Jim Crow Joe?
Organization? Say that again.
Oh, Jim Crow Joe? That's what I call Biden.
Jim Crow pedo Joe.
Oh, well, he is Catholic. I'm not saying nothing bad about Catholics. I don't want to upset another group. Trust me, I already been getting letters about my small sombrero comments, but as if small sombreros like even interact with me on that level, I don't understand. But you know, I just call it like it is. I try to.
Always point people who criticize you back to source written by their community. Never ever say, well, the Gospel of Louis Farrakhan says. But instead, go back and read what their person says and ask them, excuse me, sir, do you mean if I read Baby Owl, if I read Bernard Baris, if I read the Reformed Jewish Association of America, if I'm reading them, that's bigotry? And actually you say, no, that's racist. What attitude is actually, you have a problem with the fact that I can read.
Right. There it is.
That's your real problem, not what I'm talking about. You wish I couldn't read. Well, why would you want me to be ignorant other than you plan to do something to me?
Of course.
And if you and other people like you want to be ignorant, that's basically a conspiracy, and it's collective more than one person in a specific group. How is that inconsistent with what I just said?
It's not.
It's not. Exactly. That's all. Don't be mean to people. And I always tell people, my family's heavily Jewish. I don't hate folks or any of that. Never.
It's counterproductive. It's not where we're at. We're talking about the validation and economic benefit of our people, of black folks. Where in that is equivalent to a hate group, I don't see it. Except for the haters want to keep on hating. It's their right. It is their God-given right to be able to abuse and misuse and exploit us. Well, and that nonsense has to come to an end.
Right? I have the right to hate you, and if you notice that I hate you, you've got a problem.
Right.
Not me.
Right. You know, if we don't ever talk about the problem, it will never be solved. And as long as we're pointing the finger at the the right wing extremists or the left wing extremists. We're not ever discussing the hate that allows them to get to that position. Because right now, if you look at the media, the images out there, it almost, I mean, it's not almost, it is straight up Civil War time. I mean, you know, you literally got brother punching brother in the face, allegedly over Black lives. Like I said, until we get treated right, the spiritual disposition of this nation is in peril. Once we are done fairly and justly, then the United States is golden.
Well, my brother, I want to say this to you. Justice is going to come through, not through man, through God.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody reads the book, it's not such a happy ending to a certain group of people, and I'm not hoping for it. I'm not hoping for it. I didn't write the book. I didn't have anything to do with what is in the book. I'm just saying. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you listening.
So, Revelation 13 speaks for itself. Get angry with me. A book written wasn't published by Ebony or BET. So grow up, sober up, love your neighbor. It works. If you mess over people, people will mess over you. The same.
Well, we're almost at the 2-hour point, Doctor. You got any closing comments for the people?
Yes. Stay out these demonstrations. They're not for us. They're infiltrations. They are set up. Don't get hurt. Don't get killed. Don't be vaccinated. Hang on. Get close to God. Be close. You're going to need something greater than yourself to weather the next few months. Don't vote for Kamala. Don't vote for Joe Biden. If you can't stand Trump, stay home. If you want to resist, the system has to crack, and it's falling apart. And the system doesn't like Trump for all his flaws or not his flaws. Meaning that if they hate him that much, no matter how many Klansmen, Nazis, Proud Boys, whatever around him that have the issue, when you look at it at the end of the day, those folks aren't necessarily targeting our people and fighting other folks.
Right.
Don't be a Marxist youth. Don't get killed or arrested or criminal records being used by globalist Marxists who are fighting with white nationalists. Neither side loves us.
Right.
We must love God and ourselves. If you can have a firearm, get one. Get several. Defend yourself. And what I've been doing, in fact, as soon as I get through putting water in this thing, I'm going to count the rest of my seeds. People need to invest in seeds, vegetable and fruit seeds. While the mail is working, get yourself as many fruit and vegetable seeds. There could be food shortages. Learn how to have a garden. Buy all the vegetable and fruit seeds that you can with your extra money. Guys, get as many seeds as you can. Hoard them, save them, put them out of the food that you put. And one thing that you will be able to do with topsoil is think about growing. Winter crops, you can grow greens, you can grow cabbage, you can grow turnips, you can grow a whole bunch of things that you can eat. Lettuce, broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, legumes, right? Swiss chard. Grow a garden. It may be difficult to get access to food. But if you have it growing, some of these things can be grown at 30, 40, even in cool weather. You can have fresh food to eat.
Yes, that's
Stock
true.
up on water, stock up on dry goods, beans, seeds. Also stock up on water. Understand things are going to be strange. Be prepared. Do the best that you can. That's all I can tell you. And by the way, bless us, brothers. We have our agricultural summit this month. I'll be in Kentucky for 2-3 weeks, meeting with people, black farmers and so forth, looking at what we can do to deal with the food crisis to come.
Oh, it's here.
If you like what I'm saying, you like what I do, the group, it's a real group called the Russellville Urban Garden. It's run by Sis Dr. Nancy Dawson, who is a urban farmer who works with Southern Black Farm Cooperatives. If you like the fact that some of us are trying to come up with solutions, be in touch with me, wrandysshort@gmail.com, because we're going to expand once we have our program put together. And then two, send me a piece. I need some money to do what I do. The white supremacist funds are funded. The only people that are not funded are black people standing up fighting. We're the only people by ourselves.
Yeah.
So, tell my Cash App, my PayPal is WRandyShort. If they want to do anything else, reach out to you. I have a P.O. box. What is my P.O. box? It's 92398. You can you do what you have to do, but help us out. I need it. And it's not used to chase girlies or drugs or wine or jets. It's either to buy research materials, travel, and or advocate. And I want to say this, and this is a praise report, Brother Patrick. I've been traveling so much and doing things, I didn't get my channel put together, but I do have a person that wants to back Cool Busters. So we I don't know, it may be after the election, but we're pretty soon you'll be coming on my show.
Okay. Be awesome.
All right. Treat me white. I'll let me let y'all go. But yeah, tell them that. What is it? Dr. Randy Short. DRRANDYSHORT. Drop me a piece, folks. It's and y'all will be very proud. Y'all be very proud. I can't explain to you how, but we've been leaning on people in the administration to make billions of dollars available to black folks through the HUD Section 3 that's been put to someone that works for the president, that they've got to release this money to our people. Maxine Waters didn't ask for it. John Lewis didn't ask for it. Karen Bass didn't ask for it. Cedric Richmond didn't ask for it. Simone Sanders didn't ask for it. Joe Biden's not trying to do it. Kamala didn't do it. And I will say, Dr. Short did say our people need this as a reparations already available for us across the country.
Yes.
So I appreciate everybody that's blessed me. Yes, when I was sitting in a government office talking to someone that sent suggestions to the president of what black people need, lead poisoning, Depo-Provera, and other things, saying non-negotiable things that have to happen with the stroke of a pen. It's sad that little people like me will do it, thanks to people like you, True Power, but the people like Shark and others who sit up there right here in the same city of Washington aren't looking out for us.
Right.
So believe it or not, a $10 or $20 donation, if enough of those happen, shoot, some of us are pushing. All I can tell you, your mind might be blown, but what if I suggest the possibility of a Bureau for African American Affairs?
That'd be awesome.
I'm not saying that it's everything, but it's sort of where people that you don't know, who don't get the top billing, that you recently see and others don't have on their platforms, but at least we wanted to get it for our people.
Right.
We wanted it. If I could have gotten it, so that's it. I know you got to go. You be blessed, brother. You know, I'm going to keep doing the best I can do. And I always encourage you, you know, with reverse psychology, to stay white.
All right, brother.
Okay.
Thank you.
See you
Peace
then.
and power.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. What a great night. It's 2 o'clock in the morning where I'm at, and I have to be up at 6 o'clock. 4 hours. Oh, what a day. But seriously, y'all, if you can help the good doctor, go to Cash App. It's $, capital D, lowercase r, capital R, lowercase a, NDY, capital S, lowercase HORT. That's money sign Dr. Randy Short at Cash App. Help the brother out, man. You know, I want to thank all the fans of the show. I want to thank all you commenters, all the ones sending the emails. You guys are a great group of people. So with that being said, this will conclude TPIMSR Live for tonight, I think. Actually, it's this morning. But live your life of integrity without hate, envy, or greed. And as always, brothers and sisters, please, 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 let's try to be kinder to each other. Peace and power, unity and victory, dignity and respect, liberation. And thank you all.